What's up, people? We've got Agricola coming at you here with PT90044, Rainier and Field Watchman, EIK GWM France G4 G5. Looking at my first pile. Yes, so my good friend Galen is in the chat here, Kai Chantry. You are new to this Twitch setup. You are able to click on the cards on your screen to get a zoomed in version of them. And then if you click the power button, you should be able to see the card's stats. This was built by your fellow companion in chat there, Marushka, champion of Agricola Twitch technology. Right here, I'm picking Animal Husbandry Worker. It makes Fence Dealer worse. Animal Husbandry Worker is usually won by the person with 5 pastures, and Fence Dealer limits you to 4, basically. Dung Collector is also good here. On the rebound, I'm not expecting anything great. It's going to be like Wheat Farmer or Clerk. I don't think Dung Collector will come back. I think Dung is the 3rd best card here, all else equal. But Fence Dealer was good. Turkey Breeder. Very interesting to have Turkey Breeder here. Seasonal Worker and Wood Distributor is not good, but it's important to know about. I think, it's weird for me to take Turkey Breeder because Animal Husbandry Worker already comes with a fence action. Conjurer Acrobat. Yeah. Bad card plus bad card usually doesn't make a good combo, so I don't think I'll be going for that. Conjurer is pretty weak. It's funny, Conjurer is pretty weak in the stats, and then Magician, which gives you an extra food but requires you to take it as a last action, is a lot better. And then Acrobat is generally weak as well. So what am I gonna wheel here? In case boar stuff comes up, I should remember that Walrus Hunter's in the game, but it's not very good. So Seasonal Worker and Convict give me more things to do with my game, but Turkey Breeder makes sure that less people have early fencing capabilities. Hey Fofo, what's up? Yeah, because if I pass Turkey Breeder along, not only am I passing along the best card from that pack, but then someone else can fence in stage 1 on the cheap. So this is a pretty weak pack also. Organized Handyman is decent. Merchant Plowman could be good for me because I'm getting free wood from Animal Husbandry Worker and or fencing early. But I think just Handyman is better. And I think there's enough plow support in these decks. Yeah, I'm going to go with that explanation. Okay, so not much in this pack here. Could take the Basin Maker for walrus hunting to clown around, but that's not very efficient. Resource Gatherer and Manservant are both in this game, but those are not highlight Stonehouse Ox. The effect just isn't big enough. Seasonal Worker likes the Friendly Worker because they both hit day labor. Round 1 Blackberry Farmer into Turkey Breeder into Animal Husbandry Worker. I mean, out of a weak pack, I don't think that's the worst thing. It's really strange. I don't necessarily like the idea. Blackberry Farmer's not strong at all, is the main reason. What makes it more okay is that this pile is kind of garbage to start with. Yeah, there's not much to do here, so Blackberry Farmer it is. Nobody took Fence Dealer. Why? Good Friend and Clerk are really early Ox generally. So while they might... I mean, I might be taking the fourth best card here in Wheat Farmer just because Fence Dealer is so far off from what I want right now. Good Friend is early, and my current plan is to go Blackberry, Turkey, Animal Husbandry. Blackberry Farmer first, yeah, and organize. I want late Ox, so I think Wheat Farmer is my correct pick. I'm already getting food from Blackberry Farmer, so... So the reason Blackberry Farmer is going to be okay for me is that I'm going to get 4 food from Turkey Breeder and maybe 5 or 6 more from the Animal Husbandry Worker action. And for the cards that give like a food every round, you really want 8 or more food before it gets worthwhile to take to play as an Ock. Here the pick is Giant, Countryman not very good, Wood Distributor not very good, Martial Artist not very good. Giant is serviceable, it wants to be played relatively late, so the timing of my occupations still fits somewhat. Hey Donba. Alright, and here's a bunch of garbage. So... Slaughterman gives some extra food when people kill animals, but I want to take all the animals. Stonebuyer... I guess Prosecutor. I'm not going to play this Ock. Okay, plenty of stuff to think about here. We've got 4 pretty decent miners here. Park Cemetery is generally a bit weaker. And Sawhorse is a little extra for me. It's only a save of 4 wood instead of 5 because my Turkey Breeder fences are coming out really early. I would then need to play Sawhorse before Animal Husbandry Worker. It seems like a bit much to deal with. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty clear Loom pick here. With all my early fencing, I should have early enough sheep. I can play Ram on the wheel. Boar breeding's not terrible. But I'm not going to pick boar breeding. It's going to be Ram, Cookies, Sawhorse, or Park Cemetery. These are all really quite nice. Oh, and CS. Even if I wanted to go for Conjurer Acrobat, you might have noticed that I wasn't going to get it. Because Conjurer and Acrobat both disappeared from that pack, I think. Kinda strange. Paddocks. Paddocks fits ridiculously well. So the way that works is I fence 1 square with my turkey breeder. I use animal husbandry worker to fence 7 and make a big box. And then I play paddocks to build 4 fences within that pasture. That's just really funny how well it fits. Grotto is probably a better card. In general, I am going to have early food from these blackberries. I I don't think paddocks is the most flexible path. Also, shepherd's pipe would be nice to wheel. With 5 small pastures, this would let me hold max sheep pretty easily, and that is something I want. And anything that lets me have more capacity. Yeah, when you have 5 small pastures is a good thing. Upholstery's good. Grain market is... I don't know. If I was getting fields and sowing grain, I mean, wheat farmer grain market is really good, but I'm not. You want to play Agricola IRL again? Yeah, so do I, but it's not going to happen for me. Shears is good for the day labor person. Pulley is... Menagerie is just really good. And I'm going to have 3 early-ish ox. I'm going to be picking up animals relatively early. Menagerie is amazing. Please paddocks wheel? Yeah. But if it doesn't, it still might get passed around to me, right? I expect Fence Dealer gotta be taken sometime in this draft. And if you're not taking Fence Dealer early, you might already have your fences figured out. I don't know. I feel like paddocks wasn't unlikely to wheel. Stonehouse extension, sleight of hand, worthwhile to think about. Horse barn might change my layout if I end up with it. Par force hunting. I'm not going for a farm school game. If I literally had like any like better source of grain than the take 1 grain action on its own, I would highly have considered taking Park Cemetery, plowing 2 or 3 fields normally, getting wheat farmer down, sowing grain, playing farm school, and grain market. That would be pretty strong. But this animal route's looking pretty good. Maybe I should have taken Stonebuyer. Parforce wants to be played pretty early, and I do want to play these early also. Maybe I'll let someone else deal with Parforce. Lumber is probably just a better play. Yeah, KLJ, that's basically it. I've had one game recently where I did Parforce pretty well. I think that might have been the game where I played 12 animal cards. I don't remember anymore. Sausage grinder or lumber? I think with all the early wood I'm spending, lumber is going to be the better pick. Here it's just ram. Veg scoop is okay. Baguette would be good if I was going on the baking route, but I'm not. Yeah, so like Parforce hunting, it's designed to be the same as greenhouse, but you get pigs instead of vegetables. The usual issue with Parforce is you're worried about holding the boar. Whereas vegetables just fit in your supply, so it's a lot easier to manage. Alright, so I've got a pretty good game plan here. As long as I can play Ox early. I should have food. I'll be a bit slow on getting room parts, but that's just the game plan. I'm going to have food set up. I'm going to have animal capacity set up, both very early. So that should be good compensation for building late. We'll see where this game goes. You never want to be too inflexible with the game plan here. I have expectations and desires, and then reality is going to set in, as it always does in this game. I do have good miners to play with Organized Handyman. Something like Menagerie first in round 9. Lumin round 11, something like that. Maybe Lumin round 9. Okay, so upholstery is really good. Shepherd's Pipe definitely has a place in this game, though, which is weird. Very rarely does it have a place in your game. Let's see, ram. Counts as a sheep for scoring and breeding. Does it help with the loom thresholds? I would assume not, because it doesn't really count as a sheep in the field phase. Lumin in round 9, coincidence? No. Lumin large. Let's see. Are there any comments here? I assume not. Okay. So, Shepherd's Pipe is really easy. I'm doing too much in this game. I might not be taking reed much at all. I might just grow into the grotto and not build a room. So my uses for upholstery aren't really great. That might not end up being the right pick. But Shepherd's Pipe has a relatively high floor for me. Sleight of hand is good to have here. I mean, Turkey Breeder needs 4 wood at the end of the game, and wood could be contested, so just to turn all my random garbage into wood at the end of the game for that miner action, I could play it on the last Organized Handyman miner. That could be pretty nice. I could also maybe steal a pile of clay for whoever has the pottery. Doesn't count for loom from companion. Okay, thanks to Pembo. That's kind of what I was guessing, but good to know for sure. So the plan is relatively straightforward, I think. We'll see what the game tells us. I mean, I think I'm excited for this. It's gonna be fun to unleash this random fencing so early. I mean, round 1 Blackberry Farmer is not what anybody would expect. We get fences action first, which is just completely unnecessary for me. Would have really liked to see sheep, but I'm also happy to not see major improvement. As long as sheep comes out before major, I'm happy. Alright, and we get the free Ock. Wonderful. Field Watchman took Reedstone. Food. You doubt Blackberry has ever been played first? I feel like I've maybe done it before, but yeah, it's weird. The first Ock of the game. Value Town? That's right, Marishka. We're going to Value Town. Okay, and PT plays Wood Distributor. That's actually going to be a pretty good use for Sleight of Hand, because Wood Distributor says, you know, you can get a bunch of crap instead of the wood that you want, and then Sleight of Hand would be like, nope, I can turn the crap back into wood. That would be great. Field Watchman takes 2 clay. I think I just take 2 wood here. I'm gonna need a fair bit to efficiently animal husbandry. Fencing 15 can be suffering for others, true, but I am getting like 8 of those for free with my ox, so... Alright, and PT, start players with Park Cemetery. So we're going to have some early stone in this game as a benefit for plowing. PT is really messing with the resource economy, which is generally a good thing. If you know that you're going to mess with the resource economy and others don't, well, that's an advantage for you. However, Rainier's just taking a plow here. It comes with a stone. It's quite a nice action to get last. So we'll see what PT goes with for start player. I would expect Reedstone Food or Reed to Reed. Oh, well, 2 Reed with a wood on wood distributor's got to be pretty nice. Then I would expect Reedstone Food probably next, or an Ock. Reedstone Food definitely isn't getting past Field Watchman, so I'm pretty sure I'm getting an Ock here. Ah, sorry, failed to hear that. Have a good one, man. I mean, I might end up playing Sleight of Hand for Reed also, depending on where I want to build my room. I'm really sure if I'm not sure if I'm going to build a room or not. I just have options. Very interesting 2 food and a wood move from Field Watchman. So, I could be greedy or I could be not greedy. I don't think I'm getting a second Ock here. I think PT probably is going to Ock anyway, so. Let's do this. Turkey breeder, food on the next 4. Get 4 fences and a stable. Do I care where? No. So if I build a room, I'll build it up here. I'll fence my 5 pastures there. I can play animal husbandry and fence 6. Right now, basically. PT takes the stone on the plow. Seems good. Now 2 clay, 1 wood, or expensive Ock are the good spaces remaining. I'll always wonder if I took the greedy option first, would it have worked? Generally, the answer is no. When the Ock is free, there's more reason for people to take it. So I'm going to call part of it being that Rainier and Field Watchman both don't have a free Ock to play here. And Baking Tray for Field Watchman, hinting... Oh, I'm really sorry, everyone. The last card isn't on. So apologies for that. I had turned it off when I was testing something yesterday. I could play Animal Husbandry here, and that means I have Reedstone Food or 4 wood. I could also just, like, take Day Laborer, or take a grain. No, this is fine. All right, so I'm going to take 4 wood or reedstone. Pain Train on platform 3. Yeah, playing a bit of a clown game here. And I'd better not forget my turkey breeder and animal husbandry worker effects. Ugh, typing. Alright, so major minor flips here. Reedstone food should be fine. Sheep coming out last is kind of annoying. Grotto and Menagerie really want to come out. If I start Grotto and Reedstone food, well, I'd rather take the 4 food, but that 3 food is getting taken, I'm pretty sure. A little tricky right now, actually. Yeah, the 3 food gets snapped up. And 3 wood also got snapped up. 4 clay is okay, but maybe Grotto is just better to get out. Menagerie's not terrible. Grotto's probably the right thing to get out. It'll be open in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the start of round 8 if I can swing it. Oops. Alright, I don't know what's going to happen with that fishing space. I think my first move could be 2 wood, 2 food. It could be reedstone food. It could also be 6 clay, but I don't think that's super likely to come around. I'll take the stone, just because clay seems to be in plentiful supply. Okay, so interesting stuff here. PT is taking Plow with the Stone and trashing the Park Cemetery to get that 3rd field. Good to get your own value out of Park Cemetery. That's always important. But with 2 food, I mean, I assume he's going to distribute, and I'll take the 2 wood, 2 food to really hurt him. Then he probably goes for Day Labor or Reedstone. And builds a room. It's kind of weird what's going to happen here. Also, Field Watchman taking a wood and a reed this round. I mean, it's the right number of resources, so it can't be the wrong play necessarily. I mean, having parts for first room is pretty nice. Having late sheep is a bit of a bummer here. You're having stream issues. Sorry to hear that, Quarry Dust. My end looks good, but maybe other people are having issues also. Rainier playing good friend. I'm not going to be a very good friend. All I have is this lumber, and I'll try to delay that now. Alright, we do get to distribute. So I believe I'm taking the wood food. And then I won't buy at the end of this round, I don't think. Because the 6 clay is so good. Rainier getting Reedstone food here is really nice. Rainier's position is good. Can probably just build the well, second action. Oh, instead takes 6 clay. Very reasonable. Field Watchman probably builds a room here, given that PT took day labor first action. So I might get Reedstone food back here, which would be just really nice. And then I could be first to the well. Or, you know, I could even throw in lumber. If I don't get Reedstone food, I'll probably take 2 clay, 2 wood. That's a fine action. I don't think I need to re-up start player. Two wood, 2 clay is a pretty good action, and normally I'd rally you above Reedstone food, but here the value of getting another grotto item is huge. Loom game, that's right, Rilo. Too bad Chris threw sheep round 4. Rainier could take reed wood here, but instead plays the hearth. And Field Watchman drops seasonal worker. Alright, so minus food. Take a clay, I guess. It doesn't really matter. I'm really glad to see it not be grow as long as possible. Just by the well here, nothing else matters. That's very possible, though. I mean, depending if 2 reed, 2 wood happens. 4 wood is also pretty strong. Alright. Lots of distributing here. The well isn't immediately threatened. 4 wood, and I mean, I could fence again. Getting my last 5 fences down before Wow, distributing and not taking the 2 read 2 wood. I think that's probably not the best option. I mean, this is just a great action for Rainier. I think Wood Distributor really isn't doing as well as PT was hoping. Field Watchman immediately going food, food, grain, hinting at next action well. Man, I have a lot of options. The most aggressive is building a room. That's really aggressive. Let's see. I think I can do this. I assume Rainier will take the sheep. Because if he doesn't, then... Oh, PT might buy the well here. Nope, fireplace. Kind of missed that PT was going to buy the well, or could. Rainier does take the sheep, it looks like. Field Watchman can start with the clay oven, which is pretty nice. I think I do buy... a stone. Field Watchman playing Winter Garden, that's pretty good. Let's see, do we get Reno? I mean, if this round is Reno, I feel like I might just be clear winning here, as long as I can feed. Looks like PT wants to distribute, even though we don't know what the round is. Round is renovate. Wow, lucky me. The only thing I don't get is early sheep. Gotta say, I've been getting pretty lucky in my games this week. Except for that tournament game. And then I'll take food on my second action, whether that's traveling for 3 or the 2-2 there. Well it up. Not very lucky. Yeah, so I had my luckiest Mars game possibly ever last night. And Galen, one of the victims there. Let's see, PT immediately jumps on the fishing. Oh wait, so Field Watchman played cookies before Clay Oven. I mean, yeah, trying to max cookies, maybe a bit early for that. I would generally try to play cookies after sowing and maybe just do a big bake for cookies. Rainier takes the wood, that was 3 wood. Oh, Field Watchman's doing a neat little thing here. Field Watchman is sowing the grain on Winter Garden, and then Winter Garden is going to harvest at the end of round 6. And then on his growth, he'll play the clay oven, bake a cookie, get 4 food and a point, and while being able to take clay oven on minor improvement. Depending on how the room queue goes, I can be more or less aggressive on the grotto. So I would like to generally not take the grotto before I need to. I think I pay this round no matter what, and then next round I evaluate if I have an extra round to get food. So I basically have 4 rooms right now, once the 2 clay on the grotto clear. My game looking pretty good, I would say. I'm teetering on the edge of being able to feed, but one more fencing action will help. C is for cookie, yes. My brother does a great Cookie Monster impersonation, actually. Impersonation. Impersonation. All right, distributing again. Let's see. I start with menagerie. Which threatens the 2 sheep. Though PT probably just takes the 2 sheep anyway. First action. If possible, I'm playing Organized Handyman and growing next round. Alright. I don't think... does that trigger? I'm not actually sure about that. Alright, so I'll play Menagerie there and take the sheep if I can. Though, as expected, PT is just going to hop on them right now. I really don't understand distributing every round when you're not planning on taking the action space like 2 reed 2 wood. On the other hand, my opponent's taking 2 sheep, and eating 1 of them each time is really not efficient. So I'm not letting my opponents have great actions here. And that is a good thing. Field Watchman can take 2/2 or 6 clay or 3 stone, as can I. I could also just take Reedstone food. Field Watchman takes the 3 stone, presumably for Stone Oven. So here's the thing. I need food with 1 of my actions pretty soon. Okay, so Rainier's gonna build. PT, I'm not sure what it's doing this turn. I probably take the 6 clay. No grotto. I don't need to. Yeah, and so I barely have enough food to... Yeah, okay. So I guess Sleight of Hand is my next miner, unless I want to play Lumber and be a good friend. But why would I be a good friend? Shepherd's Pipe, Loom, pretty easy things to do with Organized Handyman. I guess Shepherd's Pipe is the round 13. I'm gonna need to take Start Player more. And turns out I didn't need to build this room at all. This is a round where I'd consider not distributing. Alright, so I'll grow here. I'm not really sure what I want with Sleight of Hand. Three clay to wood seems pretty easy. I'll do another. I'm not quite sure I need all this wood. But the timing of it and being able to fence in round 9 could be, just to get the last blackberries, could be really useful. Okay, so my last miners are Loom, Ram, Shepherd's Pipe. I guess Lumber. I'll keep the Ram out of it for now, I think will be the right move. No miner on start for PT. That's too bad. He hasn't played more than one miner yet, just Park Cemetery. I won't need to take this last clay off Grotto until like round 10. Because, well, I should take it off next round so that Rainier has to defend Start Player. Wait. As long as I have one there, I'm forcing Start, right? It's fine. Is there a better action than Organized Handyman? Almost certainly not. Okay. Let's see. Third letter O-M-E. I guess Ram is cheating. A-O-U-H. Okay, so third letter O-U-H. Or second. So I'll play the Loom here. I won't take the Grotto. But I can still start and take the Grotto at the end of the round. I don't think the 3 sheep are in danger. Or the 2 sheep are in danger. I get an extra food when I take with Menagerie. I might only be one food short of buying the clay on the grotto, so I should be able to sneak this in. So yeah, all these fencing shenanigans are gonna work out thanks to late growth. Pretty fun to make it all work. Field Watchman, I assume, is going to day labor with a grain on one of these actions just to get 3 stone oven things because the winter garden's coming off. Oh, but takes a veg instead. Interesting. Okay, no grotto miner. Whoops. Looks like no dist. Yep, and Rainier defends start player like he needs to with granary. Pottery is a good play. It seems like generally there's not going to be a shortage of clay this game, though nobody's added any. And I've taken some out. I guess Field Watchman saved one on baking tray for the clay oven, but that's not a big deal. Alright, so I took my 2 food from the Organized Handyman. I didn't take that food yet, and I get a food when I take sheep as a new animal type. PT going bottom feeding. Alright, so what do I have going on here? I get a food from Loom. I could build out my fences, like I was thinking about. Unless Rainier fences here, I will be able to do that. Though I am playing lumber at the end of round 11. I can pick up stone. That's going to be easy. So fields are a problem. Might not end up with too many of those. When am I bringing Bad Boy Ram into the game? Depends. I think I still have some pretty good actions. Hi, Cyram. Thanks for following. Rainier takes the 3 wood. So I kind of want to make sure I fence... And I kind of want to buy this last clay so Rainier doesn't take 2 pigs first action. Field Watchman so baking with a cookie. I think it's okay if I don't fence as early. Do I have a chance at Basket Maker's Workshop? I feel like PT is probably getting it. So I could just read stone. Yeah, that solves a lot of issues for me. It threatens a lot. I might play Ram on start player if PT wants to build a room. I think building a room doesn't make much sense for PT, but we'll see. Wintercrafter for Field Watchman. Interesting. I'd be sowing more grain. Plow. Take a pig here? No. Take a veg? I think just plow. Yep. And then take that for 2 food. Feed 5 and loom. Get my sheep breeding. This forces Rainier to family grow first so I can get the 2 pigs. Field Watchman says, wow. Not quite sure why. Oh, he played broom. Field Watchman played broom. I guess it was a crap broom. Because just played working gloves. Rainier playing a sawhorse. Good, okay. Well, working gloves is a little underwhelming, but I guess they all have high occ prereqs. I fed. I need to keep a stone for this lumber next round. Rainier knows the grotto's open, so. Three reed, 2 wood. Yeah. I mean, getting a hearth here is incredibly valuable for me. So I don't especially need to take more risks. PT probably renos with Basket Maker's Workshop, so I don't need to protect grow next round. So I could play Ram, but I'm not sure I want to. I think taking the 3 reed 2 wood is more of a mistake. It'll end up being like 2 wood 1 reed. To me, I don't have a way to use the reed if PT gets the BMW. So, and didn't take his grain. So yeah, I'll build that hearth right now. My animal husbandry worker occupation really suggests that 5 pastures is the way to go. Field Watchman had a good reason to take the 3 reed. Needing to reno twice and still possibly building another room. And also we have no idea what that last Or all of his broom miners are. Okay. So I'm growing next round. The 3 stone is usually pretty good. Could start taking... I think I'll just take the 3 stone. So I got the 2 food, I turn a stone to 3 wood. Going last, it's hard to say if you want to distribute or not. So when I take sheep here, I probably don't want to cook. Cooking would let me trigger menagerie again, but the extra food I'm going to get from Loom throughout the game will more than pay off. So this round, I'm growing, I'm fencing. Let's see, this bad boy ram is, I think, not going to be worth it. I would probably be paying like a couple food for a point in net. It reduces the amount of Loom food I can get. It needs to be paid off 3 times if I grow with it. Rainier just takes the 2 sheep here. I could take a cow. It's 5 food, basically. Cow, plow, grow? I mean, the sheep and the cow is the same amount of food, so... Three clay, 2 wood seems good for Reno. Yes, it does. But making sure my food situation is like completely carefree is the most important thing I can do right now. I'm glad I didn't try to max Blackberry Farmer out because I got 10 food out of it really early. So like this last 3 or 5 food coming late really isn't that big of a difference. Rainier takes the 3 clay, 2 wood. Yeah, PT took Reedstone food. Taking all these actions that aren't the best ones when you distribute is a bit underwhelming, I would have to say. So, let's see. Do I grow with Bad Boy Ram? I think not. Alright, so Field Watchman buys the stone oven, gets 8 food and a cookie. Fences, right? Yeah. And then Shepherd's Pipe is happening later. And I'm fed without having to eat the cow yet. Which is pretty fun. PT plays Brazier. Not great. On Renault. So PT is going to play Manservant here, I would assume, or Resource Collector. I assume just Manservant is going to be better. The 9 food compared, or the 8 food net compared to 6 wood or so net. I need to plow, I need to get crops, and I need to take 4 more wood. But other than that, my game's basically done. So, oh wow, and 2 sheep here from Dairy Crier. That is worth a lot to me. That's like 2 food and 2 points, potentially. Extra loom food earlier, and then points with loom later. Yeah, only Field Watchman doesn't make good use of the 2 sheep. And PT gets saved on feeding. Yeah, Dairy Crier quite good for me. Maybe not what Rainier had in mind originally. With a Reedstone food, I can buy joinery. Merchant Plowman is somewhere. I would first assume that Rainier has it. Oh, and you know, the extra reed is fine for Field Watchman if you have working gloves. Okay, so I grow here. With nothing, I guess. And I breed many things. Not all the things, but many things. This has all worked out, like, really well. Really, really well. RAM is a thing now that I'm fed and short on capacity. I'm actually not that short on capacity. Remember this little shepherd's pipe that's coming in on that organized handyman next round. Pipe is under round 13 effectively, so I can't get it into my hand until then. So it's coming, but I'm getting 2 food when I play it. I think I first action plow here. The 4 clay is fun. Hello, distribute. Give him a few more seconds in case he's thinking. I guess that I forgot which spaces exactly. So yep, just plow here. And then take veg, take grain, take 4 clay. These are all things I can do. I could take 2 pigs. And take a cow. Me and Rainier both want 1 cow of the 2 that are coming into play this stage, so I'm a little curious as to how that's happening. I'm not even sure I need to Reno to win this game, but it could definitely shore things up. So yeah, just to circle back, the reason Ram, I think, is not a great play is that it gives me 1 sheep in round 12, but I would have to feed it in 11, 13, and 14 if I played it on grow. So it's more of a do I want to start player this round? And I mean, if I get veg grain, then yes. So I guess I should consider veg grain start ram. Pipe applies to only the sheep pastures, but I'm going to have at least 2 of those with 4 each at the end of the game. And also ram reduces my loom food by 1 in round 14. So it really costs 3 food, gives me 2 if I eat the sheep. So I'm paying a food for a point, which is fine. That's good. But it's not an amazing deal by any means. Does anyone really want this for clay? But pottery does. But pottery might wait for it to get to 6. Could also think about playing giant for double veg. Or even double cows. Manservant there says that you're going to play resource collector there. This is my last chance for giant. I think it is the right play. It is a little aggressive. But crops being the only hole in my game makes this, I think, pretty good of a play. Rainier takes a cow. Makes sense. Watchman didn't fence. He took 4 clay. Okay, so, I mean, I might not be renovating this game. Which is a little sad. I mean, probably not great for this to happen, but... I get it every round, right? And then next round I play as 1 fewer person. My last action will be Grainer start player. I mean, start Giant Plowsow is pretty good. Another thing I could use Giant for next round is the 1 cow space. Eat a cow, then Menagerie, then Giant 2 cows. PT goes on stone. I guess going for joinery. Rainier goes to build 4 stables. Makes sense. Might as well use that sawhorse. And I can take grain and go second? And still get my plow-sow? Is that a thing? I'm getting a plow either way, so yeah. Let's do it. Oh, you had a name picked out for the ram. I'm sorry, Rilo. Those channel credits don't spend themselves, I know. It's really tragic. Oh, and with the harvested winter garden, Field Watchman does plow, so that's too bad. Well, I'm not going to giant grow. I'm going to giant this plow action. Ram is still in play, but I think I'd really like to make sure my food is figured out. Yeah, I didn't really expect to use Giant here, but the way my game plan was so, like, part by part to fill out my farm, Giant does make a lot of sense. So I could take the 4 wood and really shore up that forever, the turkey breeder. 2 sheep is pretty good. It's like 4 food and a point. Sowing is worth something for sure. I'll take the 4 wood first, and then a cow is 2 points. Honestly, the sheep might be worth more to me than the cow. Rainier playing Dung Collector. Really nice. I had forgotten about Stonehouse Extension. Lots of stone in this game. Makes it probably a fine play. Watchman does get the growth here. It's pretty funny. Alright, let's not mess that up. Isn't it great that I can send one of my family members to school to learn how to conjoin with another and become a giant? Absolutely. Great value. Alright, so I can eat 2 boar for the rest of the game at the cost of a point, and that should feed me basically the rest of the game. My plan for the wood is turkey breeder, so I don't beg for. It's a really solid plan. So I think I'll be stuck between 2 sheep and Sobake. I mean, it's not necessarily oh duh, because, I mean, I've forgotten it plenty of times myself. Oh wow, champion breeder for Rainier. Yeah, that's, oh, and we have a harvest feast for Field Watchman. It's my last chance to sow, right? Yeah, very strong harvest feast to be able to play it in round 13 and not. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take that. So. It looks like I have this win pretty handily. That's 8. Yeah, that's 8. So the boar stays. I get a bred sheep, and I harvest. If I could only get 3 clay and 1 reed in the same action, then I could reno twice. But I believe I'll just be gianting animals this last round. Gianting plow is only 1 extra point because I only need 1 field to max out, so I might not be getting max fields or any more farm fillers. Rainier takes the 2 sheep off the board. The cow is also only 1 more point if I double it. Alternatively, it's 5 food and a point. Yeah, 5 food and a point is probably okay enough to giant. Field Watchman doesn't winter. Oh, obviously the Harvest Feast is from the broom. So renovating this round could still happen. Ram costs me 2 food for a point, which isn't great. When I don't have a ton of extra food. The extra plow is only 1 point, though. So it's really a matter of where I'm gianting. Rainier's gonna get plow sow here. Field Watchman's probably sow baking. Alright, and the cows are off the board, meaning the cow can be my pet. I could grow for 3 points. This is like a 4-point plow sow for Rainier. Watchman needs to fence, but there's no real pressure on that. Well, I mean, Watchman's still dangerous here in terms of winning chances. So I'm pretty glad I took the sow on him last round, but... Alright, what's my food situation at? I should count this. I have 2 from raw grain. 3, 6, 9. Okay, so I'm fed perfectly. Oh, 10. I'm fed perfectly with growing here. Taking clay does let me reno joinery, and actually, Rainier ate clay. PT playing chief. Okay, now Stonehouse extension makes more sense. PT's food situation is tenuous, though. Okay, I only have 2 actions left. So I think plow is the next candidate. And I don't really know what I'm doubling, so I guess it is plow. Oh, no, guess that's not happening. Take 2 pigs? 4 pigs? What is there left to do? I'm not renoing. That's a waste of resources, basically. It's 3 actions for 4 points. Can I buy joinery first? Can I play joinery ram and then take a wood spot? Yeah. Or do I double a wood spot? I think just joinery. PT's growing or taking boar. Rainier's renoing with something. Watchman's fencing. I think this is okay. It's a tiny bit risky. So PT takes the pigs, which has to be at least as good as growing. What's the risk? I mean, the risk is... I mean, I guess I could even take the 2 reed, 1 wood, and double that. Okay, and I get the 8 wood. Great. It's not the most traditional move here, so... Let's get that out of the way. We can eat one of these for 2 food, eat 2 grain for 2 food, and we get 3 from loom. And we have an extra boar. We'll eat it also, and with 3 extra food. Style points are up to my choice. Feed wood plus boar is 5, plus 2 grain is 7, plus... Whoops. Alrighty. Looks pretty good for me here. Nice job, Grotto. I haven't made a Grotto work that well in quite some time. Wow, Quarry for Field Watchman with the Seasonal Worker. Wow. So Covetous Farmer really for 2 points on the Winter Crafter. Alright, 2 points Animal Husbandry for me. Yeah, Rainier and Field Watchman have parts of a good game, and I mean, with round 7 growth, that's pretty reasonable. But I think I pulled together some pretty good stuff here. So I'm at 41 plus. Field Watchman with 45. Rainier with 39. Okay, so I get it. Alright, so we made, yeah, Blackberry, OP. Blackberry OP. Cool stuff, cool stuff. No, that's... Blackberry OP is the better comment. So that is it for my stream today. Thanks all for hanging out. It's been fun. I know we'll have a stream tomorrow, but it might be Terra Mystica instead of Agricola. We'll have to see how the scheduling works out, but that is the current guess. And what else was I going to say? I didn't stream yesterday because I just didn't sleep well, and wasn't in a good mood, and the site was slow. So the trifecta of reasons. I should generally have more Wednesday streams in the future. I don't know if next week, but the week after, I might standardize my streaming times to everything at 10 a.m. Pacific or noon Pacific. I'll have to consider that. But I will have my Monday, Wednesday issue a non-issue after next week. So more very small things to think about. But yeah, thanks all for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye.